What's up, guys? Did you guys happen to catch a current affair last night that had Timothy on it?
Fly across the Canadian border into the US and got caught doing it.
So yeah, Timothy got into a lot of trouble for smuggling that across the Canadian border. Now, I don't condone this sort of thing at all. I can see, however, that, he is regretful for what he did, and he did pay the price. I mean, his family members passed away while he was in jail, and that's going to live with him for the rest of his life.
While in jail, his mother, Naree, lost her battle with cancer.
That's where the sentence starts.
I do feel for that part, I do. I don't condone what he did though. I mean, that was really stupid of him, but I think he knows that, and he's not playing it up like, oh, this was a cool thing. Like, he's saying it was stupid. He knows that, and it was a long time ago.
I'm sorry for what I did. Sorry to everyone I hurt.
Now, when I watched this, the thing that actually stood out to me was the fact that he never told producers this at all.
A chapter he kept from MAFS producers.
Now, that's his business, that's fine. But what I actually have an issue with is the fact that MAFS is supposed to do background checks. They're supposed to find this stuff out. Contestants, they shouldn't have to tell the information. They should be having these background checks done. Timothy should have got a criminal record check done to find out if he had anything. And then the producers should have said, hey, this is showing up. What happened here? We need to know before letting you on the show. Now, nothing against Timothy. He seems like a cool guy. I like Timothy. But he should have had the background check. They should have found out what he did before letting him on the show. Now, this isn't the first time they've let contestants on the show without checking them over first. Jess from season 9, she was never meant to be an intruder. She was actually part of the original Brides and Grooms, but her groom turned out he was posting some disgusting things online, and apparently this was not noticed by the producers then either. Like, they couldn't do a Google search to figure this one out. This one should have been easy.
Honey, you don't have to pay for the You want to get all that done, you pay for it.
But then they had to remove him from the show because he said some really offensive things, and that's when she got matched with Daniel. But they let him on the show, and then season 8, they had Jamie and Chris, and apparently Chris was actually on bail for trafficking charges. He was on bail. So that's like new. This isn't like Timothy, his is 17 years ago. This was a new thing, and they let this guy on the show? I mean, okay, everyone has a past, I get that. But I think everybody should be getting extensive background checks if you're going to be paired with somebody on the show. I know that if I was on the show, I would want to know if I was matched with someone that had a record of some sort. I don't care how minuscule it is. I have a right to know if I'm marrying the guy. Marriage is a big thing.
Did I know I was doing something wrong? Look, I knew I wasn't doing something right.
To me, this seems like a lack of duty of care from the producers. And this, again, it's not to do with Timothy. He seems like a nice guy, but what if it was something else? What if he was charged with something a lot worse and you're letting him on the show? I don't think that it's acceptable for MAFS producers to allow people on the show without doing a proper background check and to let the other partners know. Because what if they're matched with someone who has done something really bad, like really, really bad, and then something happens to that person, like they get hurt? There has to be a duty of care there.
But what many didn't know was that the Tin Man had spent time in the clink.
Now, I do hope Timothy at least told Lucinda, if he didn't tell anyone else, because she's the one person who deserved to know this, because she's the one who married him. And this goes for all contestants. I do believe they should be made aware if they're being matched with somebody with a criminal history. And they should actually be asked, are you comfortable with being matched with somebody with a criminal history? The world isn't a happy place, And if they're letting people on the show without checking out who they are, and then this person could be violent. This person could have substance abuse issues. There could be so many things where it's not safe. And everyone deserves to feel safe.
It doesn't define who I am, and I'm not the same person I was 17 years ago.
Now, I'm not going to judge anyone based on their past, but I am going to want to know the circumstances about it And I'm going to want to know if any of this behavior is continuing in the present day, because then I would have an issue, a massive issue. To me, deal breaker. It is, because I'm not dealing with that sort of drama in my life. I've had enough growing up with it. I'm not doing it anymore. Not.
And I don't want anyone to do what I did.
So obviously it depends on the situation. Everybody's different. But I would want to know, and I believe I would have a right to know. Every contestant on the show has a right to know who they're being matched with. Simple as that. Done. Full stop.
My group was a joke and drug run. He's still old.
She saw that stories tomorrow. She says him no, and I'm going, it's alright.
So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Would you be comfortable being matched with someone who has a criminal history? Me personally, I'd want to at least know, and then I'd make a judgment call. So yeah, I do think that there needs to be a duty of care there. That's my opinion. But let me know what you guys think of all this. If you haven't seen the clip of Timothy on a current affair, it is on the 9 Now app, so check it out if you haven't seen it. And yeah, let me know what you guys think.